Our game plan for any team, we come out and our goal is to hand them up front, and just us backs need to get through the hole and get as many yards as we can behind that great front we got.
After 3 years in a row of being in the semifinals and not making it to the finals, that's a great accomplishment itself to be here 4 years in a row. But these kids deserve as hard as they work to get this far, and so did Mount Vernon, and so did Emmitsburg, and everybody. This is their goal, is to get to the finals, and we know what a big challenge it's going to be next week with Dyke, and it'll be a great football game.
Well, the key is that at the end of the game, the scoreboard said Cobras won over the Mustangs, and we're going to go back and have a great week of practice and hopefully get ready for a good Dyke New Hartford team.
Well, I'm just very proud of the kids, for winning. Obviously, that's there's a lot of 5:30 mornings and a lot of weightlifting, just like every other team here, and everybody here is winners when you get this far. I mean, we've been on the other side of this the last 3 years in a row, and it's tough to get into the finals, and we're just really happy to be there.
That's right. Our goal from the beginning of the onset this year was to win a state championship, and it hasn't changed. I got a pretty hard head, but I gotta admit I was a little bit dizzy, yeah. Football's about making plays and making hits, and so that's what I did, and I don't know if maybe that's the reason why they ran the slant or not, but it might have been a mistake, but I don't know, but our D-backs did a great job throwing the ball and making plays today.
played them the first time, we had 2 or 3 drives stopped by penalties back in '98, and I know Emmitsburg had 2 or 3 the other night stopped by penalties. So that was a real key, and we worked real hard on it all week, and I think that was a big deal. I think that 95-yard drive for the second score was a huge series of plays.
I can't explain. I mean, we play as a team, and you know, coach looks for a senior to step up. I'm there to step up. I'm always ready to make. I mean, I've been playing since sophomore year, and I've always wanted to. You know, I played in the dome so many times and never had the chance to make just huge plays. And I mean, you step the chance, you gotta step up.
Juniors are just as much part of this as anybody.
Next year, juniors!
We stuck together and we did it. And we are by far the closest team we've ever had. And next year, I hope you guys do the same thing.
I do.
Because I'm going to feel just as much of a part of it, all right? I just want to say I'm proud of everyone.
Hey, guys.
Everyone.
Guys, way to suck it up for Clint today.
We're doing it. You guys listen up. Listen up. I'm going to say something. I'm proud of every one of you. I love all of you. I'm so proud of you guys. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Words can't explain it. The beginning of the year, all of us seniors got together and we said, boys, this is the year we're going to do it. This is the year we're going to win the state title. And what's unique about that is last night we lost a good friend of ours and a teammate at the beginning of the year, and he was telling his dad how this was going to be the year too, and he said that in his speech, and that kind of made sense to us. And I ain't no doubt that there was someone up top that was looking over us tonight, and that's the reason we won a state title.
He works so hard all the time, and he was with us all season. There's nothing to say or you can do for him, but we figured that was the least we could do with losing a great guy like that, a friend and a fellow teammate.
It means a lot. Ever since Clint's loss and everything, it just means a whole lot to me.
We always are thinking about him. I know he's right upstairs right now, smiling down on us, congratulating us. He meant so much to all of us. He's just a big part of the team, and we lost him before the season started. A couple weeks before we started practice, and it really hurt. And well, we got through it, and now we're state champion.
I'm so happy. I was crying after the game. Just thinking about, Clint, the team, everybody's put so much work into everything. I mean, we come in off season, everybody works their tail off.
It's just like there was no pressure on us. It's like something was off our shoulders. We were playing so loose, and we just played as a team all year long. And I think the reason that is because number 60.
We had a good football team going into the start of the season. Our district wasn't as strong this year as it was last year, and we had an awful lot of big blowouts. And of course, people said we didn't play anybody, and to some extent, I don't know about not playing anybody, but we weren't getting to run a lot of plays and a lot of reps, and that was a concern. And once we got into the playoffs, and the kids proved that they could play for 48 minutes, and they could play, keep their concentration and for the entire ball game, and that certainly is what they did today. And we wanted to be able to control the line of scrimmage and run the football and keep it away from them. And I thought, even given that idea, the defense still played outstanding. We limited them to 2 or 3 big plays, and that was a great job against a team like that.
It was kind of hard, the last 2 years we played in the semifinals and lost, and this year we got past that and finally won the championship.
The line came out like they have all season and played a heck of a game. They dominated every aspect up front. We were focused. I don't know if we had any penalties, procedure penalties, which is a great mental state to have with a offensive line up front when it gets so loud in there. And they threw the blocks awesome, and it led to a win.
I mean, so many people have just come up and just stepped up and just played the biggest game. Will Hanchett had a great game. He had interception. Dan Hammis had touchdowns. I mean, the line has carried us all. I could say this all day. The line has carried us all year. I mean, if it wasn't for them, we weren't going to bust touchdowns. So, I mean, I could give big props to the linemen and the running backs, other running backs. Pat Flynn had a great game. I just can't thank everybody enough. I'm so happy. It's just, I've been thinking about this ever since the beginning of the year.
We came together. I think this is one of the closest teams we've ever had. We always camp out together on the weekends. We're always doing stuff together. We're just really close and tight.
That we work together, we're a whole team. We never quit. We always give it 100%, no matter what happened.
It's been a dream of ours forever to come out here and win the state championship, and we finally fulfilled it today. All that hard work and dedication, early mornings in the weight room finally paid off.
Just the great chemistry they had and how hard they worked, and the number of kids that we had that got up at 5:30 in the morning, which has been set. I guess sometimes people don't want to hear it, but this goes clear back to 1990 as far as I'm concerned, and the example that they set with hard work, and they didn't get it done, and we were in the semifinals in 91, 92, and quarterfinals in 93, 94. Then the 95 team finished it, and they kind of finished it for those teams ahead of them. This team finished it for the 98, 99, and 2000 teams that were in the semifinals. And I know from talking to the kids on those 3 teams, they felt like they were a part of this, and we feel like they're a part of it. And I guess that's kind of what's special about Sigourney Keota football. And there's lots of other programs, I'm sure, try to have the same thing, but I know we've got it. And it's a family atmosphere, and it produces kids that will work hard and make themselves from average athletes into good athletes. We had 5 or 6 kids on this team that when they were freshmen, if you would have thought they were ever going to play in a state champion game, you would have wondered. But they've worked real hard and made themselves into state champs. Sigourney and Keota, are football towns, and it's a big deal down there because it's, I wouldn't say it's the only game in town, but it's a big deal. With our economy and some of the stuff, football season's very highly looked forward to, and Sometimes we complain that we're too spoiled and all that, but I'd a lot rather be spoiled with high expectations than to have people that were happy if you won 4 or 5 games. So we have a super following. I mean, our crowd is huge, and it's big for the crowd and big for the 2 schools. I know in '95 when we won this, our Sigourney High School was great until probably the middle of February. I mean, you can ride this for quite a ways, and that's neat. And makes a real positive atmosphere in the schools and in the communities.